Hi, this is Larry Hankin, and you're listening to the Three Geeks podcast, and I'm on the Three Geeks podcast. Also, go to thereallarryhankin.com. You see these paintings? You can get them on a t-shirt.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Three Geeks podcast. It is me, Max, Mike, Dan, Justin, and Scott showing up in that last second to save us all. Scott, you are a beautiful man with a very nice beard. How you doing, buddy?
Thank you. I'm doing real well. Wouldn't miss it.
He's about to miss the next one right now.
Oh, man. Scott, it's going to be okay, dude. Like, we love you. Don't.
Scott,
No, I sound chipper today.
You sound sad.
I'm a little hungover today. Was out late last night. I had a buddy who's in town from Texas, so we went a little hard. So sorry if I'll try and bring the energy up, but I'm still kind of in recovery mode.
All right, no, we were just worried about you. Like I just didn't know what was going on, so I just wanted to let you know that you're loved and appreciated.
We're here
Means a
for
lot.
you. Always.
I'm warmed. I'm ready
Mike,
to go.
how have you been the last couple weeks?
I'm fine. I'm good. Not hungover, but I'm good.
Don't you wish you were hungover? I'm hungover from the overwhelmingness that we got from DC yesterday because we went a whole 4 months with nothing, and then yesterday it was like a charge of adrenaline.
Shotgun blast to the face.
Some good, some bad, some better than others. But we'll get into that in just a second. Dan, how you doing?
I'm good. I was perfectly fine with 4 months of nothing from DC. But okay.
Come on, Dan, sound more happy than that, man.
What? I mean, it's just going to be another DC movie that I'm going to shell out money for and then be depressed.
Then be sad.
Hey, welcome to capitalism, Dan.
I know. But usually, I mean, okay, not usually, but sometimes what I pay for makes me happy. It doesn't like mark me
right?
out of the theater.
That's awesome. Like when you pay the money and you're like, man, I'm like even willing to spend more money on this thing.
It's called DLC.
Well, that's how they get you hooked, man. They give you the primo shit first, and then they string you out on the mediocre stuff, like any good drug dealers.
There you go.
So the primo stuff was like superhero movies from the 80s. Good job.
It's a long-term investment.
I'm watching Superman 4 a lot to get myself ready.
Oh, man.
I mean, if you want to lower your expectations, Superman 4 is the movie to do so with.
Yeah, fair enough.
If he uses the same special effect over and over and over and over again. That's the only one they could afford to buy off of the other Superman movies.
Welcome to Canon Films.
Canon Films. The reason I have Jean-Claude Van Damme. But did you guys hear that they are remaking a Jean-Claude Van Damme classic?
What?
They're remaking Sudden Death with Michael Jai White. It's a Netflix movie that comes out next month.
I think I did.
Of all the Van Damme movies.
I think it's basketball in the new one. Remember Die Hard in the hockey?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now we're getting Die Hard in a hockey
With
rink.
Michael Jai White. That movie's gonna suck.
Okay, but does he get to beat up the mascot? That's all I want to know.
Yeah, probably.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope he fights them with
no.
hot dogs and all. Just
Michael
like in the
Jai
original.
White needs to just make Black Dynamite movies until the
You're
end
so
of time.
good. Oh my god.
I would watch every one of those.
But what they're going to do is they're going to expand on the mascot. So he's actually got a backstory, and he's actually like a skeezy dude who touches people. So it's okay to beat him up.
You could have the whole mascot line from the old theater commercials. We're gonna go get some concessions and
Let's all go to the lobby.
Yeah, yeah. And then fucking Michael Jai White's beating the crap out of everything. It's a
Now,
giant
there's your
pickle.
movie.
Just have a whole
Yeah,
intermission between him beating him up. Just like, go get your popcorn, come back, and
Yeah.
him beating him up still.
Yeah, I don't see why that has to be a sudden death remake. Just make that movie
No.
instead.
I'm down. Like you make a 4-hour movie with an intermission.
Just Michael Jai White.
And, yeah, it's
punching
just
someone.
Michael Jai White kicking the crap out of people in concessions.
Well, that's Netflix's pitch for to compete against HBO Max and their Justice League miniseries that they're going to be coming out with. We'll get to
I would
that.
rather have that, actually.
But
Was it
I'm when Netflix is making another movie, I'm always interested to see if it fits into my hypothetical Netflix universe that encompasses the Old Guard and Extraction and Project Power.
Yes.
It's all actually same universe.
Yes.
So
Everyone-
I'm interested to see if this fits into there.
Everyone needs the
Highlander.
power of the shrimp. Everyone needs the power of the pistol shrimp. That's all I got to say about
everyone
Project
loves
Power.
Zamboni.
So what we are going to do is I'm going to, in theory, show you guys the trailers with us on the side. I'm not going to mute ourselves. We can talk about the trailers as they are playing. We've got the Batman trailer, Justice League trailer, the Suicide Squad trailer, and the Gotham Knight.
The scuba side.
Scuba slide.
We're about to watch trailers.
Jason, I should give you a forewarning because in the Justice League trailer there is usage of a song that could possibly get picked up by the YouTube bots. We might want to either keep that volume really low or just talk nonstop over it because
I think it's the same with like the Batman trailer has a song on it that could get claimed.
the Batman trailer I think is fine because it's like an arrangement, but like they straight up just use the Leonard Cohen song on the Justice League throughout like most of the trailer with no changes at all. So I knew a lot of people were getting strike for that yesterday. So just letting you know that.
All right.
But what we want to do is we want to hear from you guys too. So comment whether you're watching us on Periscope, YouTube, or Facebook. Comment.
Oh man, we're still on Periscope.
We're on Periscope. This is our first time on Periscope.
Yeah, welcome back.
We're talking shit on Periscope.
Dude, I made a video.
Oh my god!
I made a video on Periscope like 3 years ago one time at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I was high on acid.
Yeah.
So who watched it?
I've been meaning to uninstall Periscope for like 2 years now. Holy God.
Well, Mike, now you're on Periscope. And we're coming to you from UHF Television as well. So check us out there. But without further ado, let's check out this Batman trailer and chat about it.
Oh my God, this is the best trailer of all time. I love it.
This is consistent with all other trailers.
It's almost like I talked about this earlier. But...
Move your cursor, Jason.
Put your duct tape away.
Super sexy.
So that's
It's Duct Tape Man.
Duct Tape Man.
This looks like a Saw movie when it first started.
Kind of. You get that. Secret friend.
I was mentioning a little bit like Fincher-esque, but not as muted colors.
Yeah, when I watched it, I was like, holy shit, Batman's a detective. There's nobody else in this house to get excited with me, but I was really into it.
I told you, him and Matthew McConaughey is going to show up at the end of the movie like Nick Fury for this universe.
I hope so.
I want to look at some birds.
All right.
I want to look at some birds with me, Batman.
Is there any nipples?
That's the Penguin, right? That's the Penguin?
No, Colin Farrell's the Penguin, I think.
Okay, I thought that was
Yeah, Dan DeVito's the best thing.
Dan DeVito was a penguin for sure.
He was a penguin, yeah.
He definitely played penguin one time. That is
Dan
true.
DeVito was an awesome penguin.
Now, I know it's a speculation, but I kind of like this idea that Riddler's using like human hostages. That's Penguin. That's Colin Farrell, I think. So, and that's what's his name from Paul Dano. That's his voice, obviously.
Is that Riddler?
Yeah, he plays Riddler.
I think it's the Riddler, yeah.
Do those guys remind me of the Joker's like little gang in the Joker movie, right? Am I the only one?
Oh, you
in
mean
Batman
like
Beyond.
the anarchists? Yeah.
Oh God, guys, shut up! The car's on.
Max's favorite part, the car.
It is the best part.
My favorite part, this title, the title sequence.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's like Aliens, but backwards.
Yep.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Cool looking Batcave.
Vicky Vale just walked in and was like, "God damn it, Alfred!"
Vicky Vale, Dick Grayson, friggin' 10 other people just like walk down the steps. Like,
Dr. Chase Meridian.
It's a surprise party for you, sir.
The other car, sir.
No, sir. The
No
other
cannonballs,
car.
Oh,
George, tell him to bring it.
dude, you don't want to flex on WB, dude.
Our whole thing. It's all,
Maybe
I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Come get it if you want to take it then.
didn't they fire their YouTube
TV
department?
Mike McGTV and PVD Cast are only lightly affiliated with 3 Geeks WB. Keep that in mind, please. Speaking of, where is John? Speaking of,
John had some personal stuff, and
Okay.
we all wish John the best right now.
oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
No problem.
Take care, John. Love you, buddy.
Oh.
So, anyways, Batman.
Yeah.
This trailer got me so excited.
Yeah, the Batmobile
real
is
good.
sweet. I know that's what everyone wants to talk about right now.
And it's
I
easy
actually do
to
really
get excited
like
because
that movie.
the last movie I saw from DC was The Joker, and that movie was really good. So it's easier to get excited about this, with that being the last taste I have in my mouth about DC.
No, you have the wrong idea. It's very hard to get excited about this if you think about the Joker as the last thing you saw. If you enjoyed it, what I would like to do is watch all the bad DC things, watch all of the crap DC stuff.
So Superman 4 a lot.
Yeah, whatever,
Yeah,
whatever,
a lot
like
of Batman
whatever,
movies.
like whatever you were just so insanely angry that they made at. Watch that, and then when you watch this movie, it can only be better than that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna watch Batman versus Superman.
You
I'm
take your
gonna
mom
watch-
to
Yeah.
No, I'm never doing that again. I would never bring my poor sweet mother to something that could potentially freaking traumatize her like the last one I brought her to. There's no way. No way. Learn my lesson from that one too. Go see it first, then bring mom if it's cool.
That was fun to get your mom's review post The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, dude,
I mean, Batman v Superman.
She's like, "Did that movie suck?" I was like, "Yeah, it did."
I was
Nice.
in the lobby. I was still trying to find like positive things to say about it, and the best I could come up with was
It's a movie.
Jesse Eisenberg didn't fit in that movie.
No.
Like that was the worst thing, so I fixated on that.
Yeah, like
I mean,
maybe
it-
without this, it would have been no. There's so much more.
Now I like the ultimate cut up until Batman and Superman fight, and then that's where most of my issues come in with that movie, is right when Batman and Superman fight, because it all just
Max angry about the whole thing.
he is.
Ultimate cut, Snyder cut, whatever you want to call it.
I to this day not seen Batman vs Superman, Justice League, or Suicide Squad.
You're probably better for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much unhappy with the last 5 years
Right.
of anything DC has done, except for Joker, but I don't count that in like any other continuity.
Yeah, it's outside of the
Yeah.
mainstream.
But like whatever that is, whatever puts you at the lowest common, like the lowest you could think about DC, watch that, because that is going to give you the cleansed palate to watch. If you watch something good, you're going to be expecting good stuff. If you watch something bad and it's good, then it's double as good. So you gotta stomp down. You gotta like neg the DC movies. You gotta be like, yeah, but you wasn't that good. I know you made some money, but you're looking kind of fat though. That's all I'm saying. I'm not,
Wonder Woman was good, George.
I like Wonder Woman up, except for Aquaman. I did not like Aquaman.
See, I liked Aquaman. Wonder Woman was like Captain America to me. It was,
Aquaman is your edibles movie, man.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Aquaman was the equivalent of Venom
All the
for
pretty
me,
colors.
where it felt like a '90s movie. but not in a good way.
Okay.
Well, Aquaman, I thought was
Not in a
better.
good way.
I like Shazam.
I thought Venom was better.
I like
was
Shazam. Yeah.
Shazam, I like Shazam.
It was cool just to see John Glover again for me because I'm just like,
Yeah.
hey.
Oh, that too.
But I am curious because from whether you like Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam, it's very obvious that the directors had a lot more of their hands in those movies. Like Aquaman feels like James Wan.
George, Venom sucked, dude. I'm sorry. I know we're not to that kind
I
of part,
love Venom,
but-
George.
Venom sucked. That movie
I gotta
sucked.
go with Max on this one.
Upgrade did it better.
Upgrade did do it better, but I still find Venom
If you
very
like Venom,
entertaining.
watch Upgrade, and then they did it on like not even a quarter of the budget, and then go talk to me about Venom. Get out of here with that movie.
Man.
Venom's hilarious, man. I don't know what you're talking about. I love Venom for
Oh my
all
god,
the reasons.
terrible.
When he's in the lobster tank, it's great. Great cinema.
No.
Yeah.
I
I
love
see
the
Tom Hardy
freaking-
rip into live
the
lobsters.
freaking hamster ball when they're fighting each other and you can't tell what's going on.
It's like a Transformers.
He's gonna make Max real happy,
Now-
as
now-
folks can tell.
I haven't seen this, but is it like the Bourne movies when the cameraman just seems to be having like some kind of seizure, and
No,
you can't tell what's going on? Or
one symbiote fight another symbiote and they're like oozing together.
Oh.
And it
I
becomes
agree.
a ball that you
It's-
can't even tell what's going on. It's worse than Transformers because like Transformers, like there was like grinding
Yeah.
parts where you could tell like there was like friction happening. So it's like, okay, someone might be winning. I don't know who, but there's stuff going on. But this is just like you don't know if they're making love or if they're fighting. It's just odd. Like I don't know if that's how they procreate.
Hold on.
Like that's
it's like you're
Speaking of grinding stuff, today's podcast is brought to you by
Taco Bell presents its newest entree, as seen in the hit movie Showgirls. Nomi gobbled them up on screen, and now you can get your hands on Nomi's beefy fish taco. Engulf all the voluptuous flavors in your mouth. Available in plain, and smothered with our patented crispy.
like you can't even tell that that's John's voice. Like John does such a good job.
You cannot tell. And that may or may not be John's voice.
Yeah, if the lobster comes,
Or
John does
deny
not want to be associated.
that was anyone's. The Bourne movies are okay.
I like the Bourne. I think Bourne movies are fine.
I've never seen any
You're
of
good.
them.
Yeah, they're fun. We're good.
The Bourne movies are fine. I like them.
Yeah, I'm surprised because I like Matt Damon.
Yeah, no, they're okay. Like they get like Dana said, like the camera is a lot.
I hate that.
Why
It's
we
like
have,
Batman Begins when all the action is filmed like very, very close.
why we have George in the chat? George is actually going to be on the Three Geeks podcast
Hey.
next week, as we will be live in studio at Redline Radio LLC. And George does the top 10 show, which they're doing top 10 female wrestlers tonight at 9:30. So check them out.
China.
Nice.
Let's go into
RIP. Yeah.
Blue Pants.
teaser number 2.
The Skua Sky Squad.
It's muted.
You know the deal.
All right. I like that they got Viola Davis. I don't like Joel Kinnaman.
What do you do to you?
I like Joel Kinnaman a lot.
Hey, it's Michael Rooker.
Okay.
Of course they did. It's James Gunn. Michael Rooker is like contracted to be in every James Gunn movie. I like that they're using that costume.
Polka dot man.
It's a character.
Yep. No, I mean it's the Rat Catcher. Okay.
I kind of love they're giving limelight to these more obscure characters. My boy,
Shark.
yes.
King Shark is a shark.
Howdy.
Yeah.
I want King Shark to be like basically just Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah.
He needs to be the way he is in
That'd
the
be
Harley Quinn
great.
show. Just to be like, is that a shark joke? Because it's very funny.
They're leaning heavy into comedy in this.
If you were triggered by a Taco Bell commercial, we apologize.
Send all your hate mail to pvdcast@gmail.com.
Oh,
Oh man,
poor guy.
His job back is.
John Cena's in everything.
Peacemaker.
We missed Nathan Fillion because I was talking over it.
Well, Taco Bell's pretty important too.
You know.
Taco Bell is not really a sponsor of this podcast. I just want to throw that out there.
Great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad.
I agree, Chad.
Yeah, we'll say it's just you don't really see anything. So
I do love in the behind the scenes thing. James Gunn was like, "This is the biggest movie I've ever been a part of," which, based off of the stuff that we saw, like them actually shoot, like he's actually on set doing stuff. It's not a lot of green screen, or there's probably going to be green screen, but it looks a lot of practical in camera stunt work and explosions and things like that. So that's kind of cool.
I'm interested to go check out all the villains that they got in here because there's a lot of guys I haven't really heard of. So I don't know if they made up some villains for the movie or if there's all like canon DC characers.
Probably all canon.
They're probably
they absolutely could be. I know Polka Dot Man.
James Gunn loves those deep dives.
Yeah.
He said like he got into the whole, how do you say the guy, Ostrander run? Like he took Suicide Squad like seriously as like research. So
yeah.
Chad Perkins says Venom was the best train wreck I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Loved
that is an apt description.
That's why I
respect that.
It's a train wreck. I love that movie.
Yeah, that works.
That works.
That'd be a good description.
My pets are weird says, "Oh, I will email the PVD cast. Mom, get my typewriter. This is important."
Yeah, that's like a tie-in reference.
It is. No, Matlock doesn't use a typewriter. That's
I know, but like it's still like the same.
It's the same. It's the same time frame.
Matlock used a typewriter. You know what I'm saying?
In this time of COVID, dude, you never know. This all might just fall apart as soon as we get off air, and we'll have to use typewriters again. Or carrier pigeons or something.
I'm down
fingers
for carrier
crossed the carrier
pigeons.
pigeons, man. I'm all about
Yeah,
that.
For a podcast.
That gives somebody a pet and a useful hobby.
For a podcast. We're just like sending cassettes, tapes over.
Yeah.
Like, listen to this.
Let me ask you this, Max. I'm not asking if you think you're going to like it. I'm asking if seeing who was in the Suicide Squad, like the characters, does it get you a little bit more on the?
No, I mean, like,
we'll see.
They got my money already, but my problem is they've only made one. Other than comic books and some comic books, not all of the comic books, but other than that, there's only been one good Suicide Squad thing.
Assault on
Arkham.
Yeah, Assault on Arkham, which they called a Batman movie. So it's like that. I don't have high hopes for it. You know, like I can't make myself excited for it. Like even because I'm sick of James Gunn movies. Like,
well, it depends. Is this going to be rated R?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is.
Rated R James Gunn is kind of amazing. So.
All right, so we'll see how it goes. But like, I'm tired of the Guardians movie, and it's not his fault. He made a great movie, but then everyone saw how good it was and ripped off of him. So we've had like 8 or 9 of that like Guardians style movie, and I'm kind of over it.
Well, to be fair, the first Suicide Squad movie, not directed by James Gunn, was trying to be.
That's exactly my point. Yeah. That is exactly my point. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Like you did a good thing, and people ripped it off, but it's like I need something different. So that's not like I just don't want it's like okay they're gonna blast Queen over top of like people kicking ass. Awesome. We're gonna see slow motion. Great. Like I don't want that anymore. Like
maybe this will be more super than Suicide Squad. So get ready to like see a lot of people just die in this.
I think that if you're going to copy somebody, at least get the original guy, and that's what they did with this.
No, that's fine. But again, like I'm just okay, fine. I guess I just got to go through it again, and this time it'll be rated R, right? So it's just the same thing, but blood! Yay! We get to see the blood.
George, The Rock and John Cena are not in enough.
No, they're way too much.
John Cena is impressing me more and more. So like that. I'm sorry. I
just rewatched Blockers with John Cena, and he takes a lot for the team in that movie.
I think he's
which version did you watch?
And he's got chops. I think he can pull off the character they got him playing. I think he can definitely pull off. Let's put it that way.
He's not afraid to make fun of himself. Like I was saying, in Blockers, he chugs beer with his ass in the movie,
and he did that shit for real.
We don't know about that.
It's a lot of Guinness.
Practical Snyder.
Hey man, if it's good enough for a freaking Supreme Court justice, it's good enough for John fucking Cena.
Jesus Christ. What do you call it again? Boofing?
Yes.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's party time.
Oh my God.
I'll imbibe my beer the traditional way.
Yeah.
More enjoyable.
You know?
Okay, here we go. This is one where I'm going to provide alternate sound for this one. So that's PS4 cinematic.
Yeah.
That's another PS4 cinematic.
Superman versus God of War.
That's from Injustice: Gods Among Us.
Yep. For sure.
That is definitely from Tomb Raider. Star Fox, maybe, I don't know. I'm just trying to talk over Leonard Cohen. Oh, I will say the one thing about this song. When I heard this song over the trailer, I'm like,
who doesn't love Cyborg?
Mike, this whole movie is all new footage, right? None of this was in the other Justice League.
A lot of this, no, a lot of this is like stuff that was on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he's gonna take out all the Whedon reshoots and put in his stuff.
Which was more than 90% of the movie, I guess.
Yeah. Can I just say the only thing I thought of during this whole trailer was how he used this song in the Watchmen movie for Night Owl and Silk Spectre to have sex, and I'm like,
yeah,
dude, someone's gonna fuck in this movie. It better be the whole team.
Steppenwolf and Cyborg are gonna get at it.
Yeah.
No, whatever. It better be the whole team.
Just a big
Flash
old
just
orgy.
watches.
Damn.
Flash is off in the corner just watching.
I just want to see Doomsday get it on now. Thanks.
But yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like-
So
Start talking.
the red sky's gone. Okay. It's not a red sky anymore.
I always thought looked pretty bad.
Cool.
And
That was the village.
Superman without the weird lip.
yeah,
Yeah, that is true.
this one.
Now that's the version I want to see is just his beard. His beard scenes. Bring back the reshoots with the beard.
The mustache cut.
Yeah, the mustache cut. All right.
Snyder cut.
And everybody gets on the Starship Enterprise at the end.
So listen to the Power Ranger as he speaks. This is
Rangers.
yeah, it's not.
This looks like a shitty 2000s band.
Like if Darkseid comes down, he's just like, after 10,000 years, I'm free.
Take over the world.
And then then the Flash's outfit.
Ivan Ooze pops up too. Like, what's
You're like,
folks?
oh,
Alpha,
okay.
I need 5 teenagers with attitude.
gotta have attitude.
Like, we're gonna start positive, and then I'll let you guys rip into it. The fact that this is going to be essentially a whole new movie, that none of this was in the original movie, so I'm not using the original movie to base my opinion on this. I am, again, like I've been with everything DC, I'm cautiously interested. I'm not saying excited or any of that stuff, but I am interested. The fact that, all these actors who are pretty busy. I mean, Ben Affleck's pretty busy. Gal Gadot's pretty busy right now. So is the dude from Game of Thrones. The fact that they actually got them back to come and reshoot some stuff without any money makes me kind of interested. They're doing some touch-up stuff like voiceovers and so forth.
Anything's got to be an improvement over like, okay, we're gonna have 4 minutes of just straight Gal Gadot's ass because she's pregnant, so we had to shoot the scene like this.
And the fact that this is coming out, I'm sure, is the reason that we're getting Ben Affleck alongside Michael Keaton in the Flash movie. Like, this is one of the reasons Affleck left. At least that's what the consensus is on the rumor mill, is that besides he started drinking a lot because of this movie, because it caused a lot of obviously turmoil, and now we're finding out that some stuff with Whedon may have happened behind the scenes. I am cautiously intrigued. It's a 4-hour movie, and like I said, none of this footage we've seen, and if we have seen it, it's only maybe 5% of the original Justice League movie. I'm curious. I don't like the sad despair. I don't like the way this movie is shot. I don't like it being darker. That's my biggest negative thing. But as a
That's-
Superman
that's
fan,
Snyder.
I'm looking forward to seeing him in the black suit. I like the fact that his lip doesn't look weird, because the lip did look weird in the original movie so much. I agree with Max. I hate Cyborg in this.
I hate Cyborg in pretty much anything.
But everything else has got me optimistic. And I'm excited to see Ben Affleck as Batman again, if nothing else, because that was one of the few things I liked about Batman v Superman was Affleck. So even for that, they got me.
I wish Cyborg was white. If he was white dude, he would not get put in anything. They're like, okay, we need a black guy. Like, oh, this one. And it's it sucks because we're stuck with Cyborg because he's a black character. Like, there's got to be a different one.
Black-Lad.
Black-Lad is the shit. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Okay.
Justice Black-Lad.
I'm done with the mental gymnastics there. I was like, what? I was like, whoa.
I
want
the whole Black-Lad to be in more stuff.
The whole reason was because when they were, writing when they were first getting into the movie division of this, they had revised everything with the New 52, and Cyborg was a big deal with the Justice League and New 52, so that's why they stuck with him on that.
Yeah, no, but like, because like, okay, Martian Manhunter, I go, yeah, he's black, but he doesn't really count, and then like he's gonna have freaking
Green Lantern.
The Black Green Lantern,
John Stewart,
John Stewart Green Lantern. That's a good one. I'm down for that. Like,
dude, Ryan Reynolds was the perfect Green Lantern. What are you talking about?
Oh, that movie was so good.
I want to touch on that real quick. There is a rumor, and Ryan Reynolds is definitely poking at it, that he cameos as Green Lantern in the Snyder Cut.
I'm whatever. I'm down. But John Stewart Green Lantern is my favorite Green Lantern. So I'm down for that.
And that way you get more of the Daily Show.
Yeah. If you get Trevor, it would be awesome if you got Trevor Noah to play John Stewart Green Lantern. Done.
That would be a joke that worked on so many levels.
But I don't like Cyborg as a character, so I wish they would use. I like Mr. Terrific. I think he's an awesome, interesting character. Like fourth smartest person on the planet. So there's a lot of different characters that they could use. Well, they're going Cyborg because he's hip and cool.
Yeah, they got no choice, Max. The movie's done.
Yeah, I know.
So, unless you want the Max Andrews, Zack Snyder version where Cyborg's been digitally reworked to be anybody else.
Anybody else.
Mr. Terrific.
It's more
Black
like
Lightning.
Just going around saying the same line.
Yeah, we can do it like the Wolverine movie. Remember when they released the freaking crappy no CG version of it?
Mm-hmm.
It'll just look like that. Like all the Cyborg stuff will be crap, like not CG.
Mark, Dave, and Chad said that James Gunn has earned the sandbox to play in, and I agree. I mean, he's done a lot of good things.
I'm not mad at James Gunn. No, I'm just like done with the James Gunn movie. Like that style of movie that he made awesome. And again, it was really good. Guardians is fun. It's really good movie, really good franchise. Freaking,
he needs a break.
It's just been done and done. And it's not him that needs a break. Like
that genre.
The formula of Guardians type movies needs a break.
It's way overdone. And if it's the same thing, then I'm just like, oh, okay, all right. I guess it's the best one of those movies. Awesome, but so I just want to see something different. And that's my only problem with James Gunn is that people rip the hell out of his shit, and now it's just played out.
At least the James Gunn ones, I mean, they make you feel relatively happy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you let this fucking Justice League guy just go on and on and on, and look, we're gonna make Sucker Punch, and there you go, you get lobotomized at the end. Oh, here's Superman. Oh, he's freaking depressed. Look, his dad dies, and now he killed General Zod. And I'm not done ranting yet. Then you get Batman v Superman, and it's just so stupid that I refuse to pay for any mainline DC movies. I don't care what the next Justice League or whatever will, because I'm sure I'll hear what it's all about from Max, and it'll be fine. Now I'm done. Go ahead.
Soapbox, pass it here. No, I'll go. But what was that one comment? Yeah, I prefer the CW Flash.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
he does a good job. He does a good job.
He's canon in the movie universe now, so.
But in the movie, he's so dark and you know, he's got feelings, and I don't know.
He wasn't dark, not in the Justice League movie.
I don't know. I didn't see it. I don't
He
care.
might be dark in this version of it. I have a feeling a lot of Flash's jokier stuff was the Whedon reshoot stuff.
I think you're right.
I have a feel like the whole foot race with Superman thing was a Whedon thing, I believe. And that whole running gag. Yeah, but my whole thing about Justice League overall was that I understand kind of where Snyder's coming from, perhaps personally with this, because this movie actually is tied in a lot with some personal shit that he went through during that time. You know, he suffered a very tragic loss in his life around, which forced him off the movie, and then they proceeded without him in order to get their set bonuses before the year. So I can understand him having sort of a hang up about this particular project. I'm happy that he's able to get it out of his system now, and that everyone who has been like really like chomping at the bit to see this version will finally get to see it. I can't wait for it to be out and we can just move on and be like, okay, that was a thing that happened. I can't wait to just have those days again of like, cool, we got both versions of Justice League. Moving on.
Are you even excited for this to come out? You're like, oh crap, if people like this better,
we got paid.
Yeah.
He got paid.
I'm curious because it is a whole bunch of. I'm structurally speaking, you know, from a film perspective, I'm really curious to see how he could take something and span it out over 4 hours. I'm so glad it's going to be 4 separate installments, because there's no way I would have the patience to sit down and watch this thing from start to finish if it was that fucking long.
It depends. It depends on if it's good or not. If it's good or not, we probably breeze through it. But I got a question for you, Mike. If this thing is good, I know DC is saying that they aren't, but let's pretend in a universe this is good. Does DC follow Snyder's original plan?
I don't care.
Does he get a sequel? Do you think he gets a sequel? Or
Zach,
season 2?
Zach, just get out, dude. Get out right now, because this has caused a lot more grief than reward, I feel, at this point. Like, this is ultimately a win for him. If I were him, I'd just be like, okay, it's out of my system. Moving on. Screw y'all. I'm going to go back to making other stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
I'll be much happier not doing this.
I just got shit spoiled for me. Apparently, Hartley Sawyer is gone from the Flash show. I had to look up who this person was.
Didn't he have
and I guess, I don't know, but like, spoiler alert, like, you got to be more careful with that, Chad. What was wrong with you?
What are we talking about?
Oh, there's a comment.
Flash show?
I think it's like bring back Hartley Sawyer. So I was just like,
Well, didn't he said some crap on his Twitter though? That's the whole point of him getting.
oh,
Followed,
okay.
right?
Well, I mean, like, hey, f that guy, if like, whatever. But like,
I have no idea what.
we're not talking about Hartley Sawyer being an asshole. We're talking about Chad ruining this for me.
That's fair. That's easy. The ire of Max is easily good
on the show that I'm never going to watch ever again. How good
and a guy he forgot about.
Yeah,
I didn't know it existed. Not even forgot about. I never knew.
Didn't even know.
But ended up being there.
Max, you've talked about Hartley Sawyer on this podcast.
I was going to say, like 2 weeks ago.
I was going to say,
so easily forgettable in Hartley Sawyer, but Chad loves him.
Obviously, he left that big an impression on you, Max.
Yeah. So we've talked about this before. I don't know why it's going on.
Scott, what are your thoughts on all this? You've been pretty quiet.
So I guess I just don't care for the most part. Like, I don't know. Like I said, I've never seen Justice League. You know, it was I can't remember when like the DC movies lost me. I think it was very shortly after Man of Steel. But I could, so it's like, oh, well, we want this version of the movie and like blah blah blah. And I don't know. I'm not a huge Zack Snyder fan in general. Like, I like some of his stuff, but like I didn't really like Watchmen. I didn't really like Sucker Punch. You know, so it's just like, you know, when it's like Joss Whedon like did what he could with it and it turned out awful, and then like, you know, I just don't think that like Snyder is going to be like that much better. That it's like, oh, they should have done this all along. Like, yeah. I think it's probably just going to be at best, it's probably just going to be mediocre.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'll watch it. You know, I'll try not to be biased, but
Yeah, so long as it's not like $30
I'll
extra.
watch it.
Yeah.
I think it's just easy content for them, right? Just re-swizzle some of the stuff they shot and said, hey, here's additional content for you on HBO Max. I think that's all it is.
Yeah,
Right.
well, like I said, he's jettisoning all of the Whedon footage and putting his own back in, and then all the stuff that they wanted cut or that they did cut, he's throwing back in there.
All I gotta say is this is a brilliant publicity stunt, regardless of how the movie turns out.
It's gonna generate views, yeah, that's for sure.
And
I mean, problem with DC is that they seems like they're just trying to compete with Marvel after Marvel had already won. Like, you know, it's like you don't need to rush out a Justice League movie because they were like, well, we got to get Justice League because Avengers is coming out. So it's like if everything just felt so rushed and like do it now, quick, and it felt like they didn't have time to like slow down and build the universe.
And it's Marvel like, you follow the Marvel method. That's like you start small. You make 5 single character movies. So they get all their stories fleshed out. So when you make the team up movie, you don't have to sit there talking about, if my parents hadn't been killed, I would have never been here. That was the point.
But you don't need fleshed out characters if they're all just, angsty and moody teenagers.
Fair.
That's depth.
I mean, we all know what that means. So, it's fine.
Fair.
That's depth, dude. That's depth right there.
Yeah. I mean,
it's lit, Dan.
It's shallow as a puddle, but it works.
Oh, speaking of which, it was announced at the Fandom, Aquaman 2 is going to be more quote unquote serious and relevant. And I'm like,
Watery.
no, don't do that. You're ruining my Edibles movie.
Right? Can I just get the flashy colors and the kicking ass, please? Thank you.
And the octopus that plays drums? Hell yeah.
Yes, more of this.
And let Dolph Lundgren come back because he needs work.
Here's the whole deal. Dolph Lundgren, work on a vaccine for us, please. You're smart. Get to it, dude.
Dolph Lundgren saves the world.
I know you're not. I know you're not a chemist or biologist. You're a physicist, but whatever. You can do it.
What if it's like Sylvester Stallone's tears that cures Corona? He's just punching him. Remember?
No, dude. Sylvester Stallone doesn't believe there's a problem. He doesn't wear masks.
Dolph Lundgren's like, I must break you. And it's like, Dolph, you gotta stop. There's only a few more tears left. He's like, if he dies, he dies.
Stallone. Speaking of Stallone, he is working on a director's cut of Rocky 4. That's what he's spending his COVID time with. And I gotta say,
do I get the hardcore Paulie and the robot have sex scene that I've always wanted?
Ooh. Do they de-age Lundgren and everything too?
In the masturbation chair.
You've got a lot of
nice plug. You put me up for a plug, which we do interview Bruce Valanche, and it comes out on Tuesday on Redline Radio at 5:30. And Bruce Valanche talks to us about whose idea it was for the masturbation chair to be in the living room of Chewbacca's house. And he also tells us whose idea it was to give B. Arthur a 10-minute solo.
It was worth it.
Honestly, that was the best part. That was
the best part of the whole show.
Yeah.
The animation was the best part.
I'm not even being snarky there. She was the best part of the whole show.
That's serious. Yeah, B. Arthur sells that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy was fun to talk to. I'd like to talk to him again sometime.
Yeah, Bruce Willis is cool.
Do we have another trailer?
You're like, oh man, Star Wars special.
I hope not.
Freaking Hollywood Squares. This guy's gonna be like, but no, he's like really, really cool.
Yeah. I pull up the next trailer. Look at Dustin Diamond.
Oh my god.
Why?
Yeah. What happened to Screech?
Screech Screech got hard.
Again, Mike hasn't watched the show girls yet.
Why? Oh yeah.
Wording.
Inside joke.
Phrasing.
Revolution.
Skip ass.
Screech does Dallas?
Oh god, Dallas does Screech.
Oh, God.
Do we have another trailer? Please.
Yeah.
Let's not get into this. Thank you, God.
Is that freaking warning any like
Taco Bell presents its
Oh.
It was a trap.
I hate that you're learning how to use this stuff. Way better.
Yes, his powers are growing.
I love that Dan and John produced material for the show. That's great.
Yeah, that episode was so try hard. It is like I have never seen any more work be done like in the preparation for a remake revolution. Like it is something to behold, to say the least.
I can't wait.
All right,
What is this? Oh, this is the a video game one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yes. Oh man, I'm so down for this game. This is by WB Games, so it's the same group I think that did Arkham Origins.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be co-op, which is freaking awesome, like the whole way. But you don't play as Batman; you play as all the other characters.
Yeah.
Never say Screech.
I'm sure Batman will show up.
Gets so hard, Screech hard Screech.
Now I'm uncomfortable.
I mean, I saw this trailer. I was screeching so hard.
There you go.
Oh damn! Oh damn!
Oh man, I can
So
do a hard Screech right now.
Oh my gag! You see someone vomit on podcast?
I'm down for all the stuff that's happening here. Does Batman look like Kurt Russell, or is that just me?
No, he
looks
does.
a little
There's
bit.
some rust. Yeah,
Dude, that's like straight up Kurt.
he does look like Kurt Russell.
I can see it.
He needs a cool cowboy hat.
No,
Yes.
unless it was Cowboy Batman. Is there a Cowboy Batman?
And,
Yes.
and he needs
Yeah.
an eye
Cowboy
patch.
He flies off in a helicopter.
Unlimited.
This is good. We decided to talk to the trailers because this probably makes it more interesting for the audio listeners.
I mean, there's a whole YouTube subgenre that just does this, right? Just talk
Yeah,
to
yeah, there is.
Here's the thing: they can catch these trailers on their own too. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's all
they're not here to watch it for the first time. Let's hope not.
Yeah, if you're
I mean, I am. That's the only
I
reason
mean,
I
this
came today.
I came here for the tournament. Sorry.
I mean, we're making it one of those interesting reactions, so you're not just like,
I agree, George. I agree. Especially if Screech moves next door.
Oh man, if Dustin Diamond was
Jesus.
next door, I don't know what I would do.
meanwhile, Batgirl's doing things.
So Batgirl's got the tongue of Takanawa. I don't know if I'm down for that.
Yeah, everyone's got a baton of some kind.
Yeah, except for freaking Red Hood.
He just has guns.
Yeah, I take the gun. Look at that.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Gun food, like he's straight John Wick in this mud.
Now the thing is, I'm curious if this is going to have maybe some of the same issues or criticisms that Avengers game is getting, where a lot of the gameplay is very similar between characters.
Probably.
Did you see where like the optimization of that game is terrible? You can hardly even play it.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing
Yeah.
from people
Yeah.
using the beta. It's like, but I mean, yeah, WB games, like I thought Origins was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right.
It just wasn't as innovative as the main Arkham games, which is fine.
No.
Yeah, it was definitely like a lateral
Well.
move versus a move up or down.
Mhm.
And,
Unless you're playing on PC.
Oh yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
why
the
Then it
port is
wasn't-
terrible.
Then it wasn't a move at all.
Because the PC version was awful and got taken off Steam.
Garbage.
well, that's why you get a console,
Yep,
because consoles
yeah.
rule.
Always been
They
part of the
patched it.
conversation.
I've done everything. And
No patches needed on a console.
No.
No, they
Updates every once in a
still patch things on console.
But it's a lot smoother.
I'm the pin.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
Scott. I started playing WoW on my PC, so I
Yeah.
I think you should play WoW on. So
Yeah.
like they don't give us the option.
only problem is I'm dating the podcast, so I don't have a lot of time for WoW.
You know, like I've always wondered why they don't, because like if you buy the Xbox One Elite controller, right, it's got like the 6 extra buttons on there that you can use.
Yeah.
Like you can play a World of Warcraft style game if you have like all like the total amount of buttons on your controller, with like lift screens and stuff like that. Like it should be able to work. Like you can get all your powers set and yada yada. So like I'd be more interested to see a game revolving around like, okay, you buy the expensive controller, like let's play this game. You know, like that what was that freaking Mecha Soul
I
game?
saw those things.
Oh.
You know, like do something like that. Be bold, for God's sakes.
You just recreate a whole console like setup,
No, dude.
keyboard wise.
That thing was so legit. Like you could start the thing up wrong and just end the game. Like
The problem with that, it was just too damn expensive and nobody bought them.
Right.
for
So,
sure.
Price
I mean,
up.
it's awesome. Oh, then I had a Kinect release, and that was awful.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Hilarious, but awful.
All right, we have two guests that will be joining us in about 8 minutes. So we are going to take a quick commercial break. During the break, we're going to show you some of our greatest moments. So stay tuned. We will be right back as soon as I get this queued up right.
We're never
We're
leaving.
so good. We're
here
so
with
good
you
at our
forever.
job.
Everybody, please mute
We've already
yourselves.
lost Dan. Mike. Are we good?
Yeah, this is
Did you
perfect.
do the
I need to plug my laptop in. Come on, back. Oh, shit.
Oh man, I love it. Trolls. God, we had one comment. I'm not going to get into it because it was really bad. But the guy, the overall arching thing was, he's like, I really like your podcast. And he said a whole bunch of mean things about us.
He got like super racist. Is that the one you're talking about? Or?
Yeah. Apparently, I look Jewish, which I.
You gotta forward me this comment because I need a good laugh. But
I deleted it, but I think I have a screenshot. But I'll send it to you.
He did the right thing where he went to the our group's black ambassador. He's like, should we? I left it up for a couple of days, but then we were gonna end up talking about it that week. So I was just gonna take it down.
Hey, Max, leave it up so we can discuss it.
Yeah, it was super racist. But he was like, you guys are cool if you weren't so black and Jewish and yada yada yada.
Damn. Is anybody in this room Jewish?
Well, I mean, that time that you wore the yarmulke, Fuzzy was on here.
Oh. I just remember waking up and seeing that comment. I think it was like 6:30 and I texted Max. I turned over to Liz. I'm like, Liz? She's like, half the thing like Jewish? No, I'm trying to sleep. But he seriously, the first 3 sentences is all good stuff. You guys are doing good. I like you, blah blah blah. Except for, however,
Except
you down there, and your bald Jewish guy sucks. It was just the most ridiculous thing, and yeah, I was like, man, like
Bringing you guys down.
yeah, I mean, Rondell, me and Rondell on here, like. 2 out of 5 is that was way too many black people. And then we got the Jews.
it's not even 3 shifts. Keep spinning that racial wheel, buddy. You'll hit one of the right.
Damn Chinese, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly.
And we had to,
The Korean guy's a jerk.
we are way too diverse. We need to whitewash this podcast a little bit more.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody looks at
I guess the first movie he made before Jurassic World had some really good storytelling in it. And then when Jurassic World came out, they saw that he could, make a blockbuster and make money. So they figured the two of those together
Look at that chest hair.
would turn out something well. And then, like Mike
face.
Kate and with Leia dying, they've had to
They can hear you guys.
it was called something.
Dark side.
Dark Side. I don't know.
Murder.
I am looking into this. Max, your thoughts?
Yeah, get rid of this guy. Fuck that dude. Fucking Jurassic World. The movie sucked. Like,
You're never
let's just
happy.
Jurassic Park again.
I am happy.
Fucking any fucking body can make Jurassic Park again. Steven Spielberg already made
We should
it.
make a cut of just
All you
Max
gotta do
being
is
angry
do
at
the
things.
same shit. Oh no, our dinosaurs are bigger and better.
I like things.
With a bunch of kids you don't want to know again, but stuck in
I like
a giant
things.
ball thing. The
Not
Book
many.
of Henry
Not
is the
many.
name of
There's
that.
not many good
The
things.
Book of
It's
Henry.
not
Yeah,
I don't even heard about this movie. It's like some sequel to the Book of Eli.
yeah. Look at the guy's deaf instead. Spoilers. All right. You go through the whole thing like people like screaming at him. Henry. Get your book. Don't forget your book, Henry.
Just ripping on her own stuff now.
Steve McQueen's first movie.
Oh my God.
I waited to see that movie for a very long time.
I'm crying. I'm crying.
I hope you all had horrible things happen to you. I got there's no investment. I'm like, Michael Fassbender, you and your penis.
What?
Terrible.
The story is, except the fact that at some point in the future, Michael Fassbender is going to fuck each and every one of us.
Yes. And by the way, if you haven't seen it, I literally feel like his penis should get top billing. You see it a lot.
What
A
movie is
lot.
this?
Shame.
The cowboy movie? No. Shame.
Shame.
Michael
I was that too, Max. I was like, Shane. It's not a job movie. Shane, uncut.
Now, who's in this movie?
Uncut, circumcised.
Yes, besides
Michael Fassbender.
You say
Michael
Steve
Fassbender.
McQueen?
Steve McQueen's the director.
There's a second Steve McQueen. There's a
Max.
second Steve McQueen. Okay. I'm like, I'm stoned, but I'm not that stoned. Like, what the hell is going on?
Can I ask that?
I just love that for half that description of the movie, Max thought it was Shane. I'm flipping out, like, because I'm sitting here trying to figure out how Michael Fassbender was in Shane. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. How old is this dude? He looks amazing. I took the reboot in a completely different direction.
I was there too. I just didn't say anything because I didn't want to look stupid. Like, I guess I was in the movie.
No, it's better to understand than to worry about how stupid he is.
He was the kid at the end. That's
Was his dick
come
out?
back, Shane. Yeah, see?
That was Michael Fassbender?
Yeah.
And he took that message a little bit literally. I'm bad. No, I just... She's like, fuck this, in 6 years I'm going to be dating a Norse god. I'm out. I mean, yeah, I'd say that's a step up. But, like, would you take Hayden Christensen or fucking Hemsworth?
He looks like a cuddler.
You know? Would you get him a telekinetic game job?
Be fucking bonded.
Someone's trying to lift the hammer. Oh yes, you are worthy.
Orange Raven.
Just to recap,
Can we not end on that?
I don't want to go. If you enjoyed this episode, or if you'd rather us go back just playing old episodes, we can do that too.
Oh my god!
Our Sunday viewers, you all just got to taste.
Who's next to lift the hammer?
It would be better because they could take a beating. They're like regular strong. You don't have to hold back. You just use the phrase "take a beating" to describe the telekinetic hand. All of us at the Geeks Podcast have a great night. I'm staying right here.
Oh, that is a good reel.
We are back,
That
everybody.
is some
And if
good reel.
you ever wondered what does Max actually like, well, you just heard it. He likes listening to himself.
If I wasn't so fucking funny, goodness sake.
My.
Goodness, just fucking funny or goodness.
Oh man.
Justin, was that your first time watching that? Or had you seen that before?
I've seen it before.
No, I mean, I was asking Justin. I know you've seen it
Oh
before.
no, that was definitely my first time seeing it, and it was super funny.
Because I was hearing your reactions, and I'm just like,
it was
I don't
super-
think Justin's seen this reel yet.
No, it was super funny.
If you're watching us, please hit that like button. Like.
And
Or email us about how offended you were about us talking about Chris Hemsworth's hammer.
Yeah, or Fassbender's penis.
That is a fair question, though. Like, does
I don't think those are things to be offended by. Those are things to celebrate.
Thor's hammer. I might start calling it Thor's hammer.
No, you got to call it whatever you say. Meow meow.
How about meow meow?
Meow meow.
Meow meow. What's meow meow?
So watching that, I realized we need to get Rondell on Redline Radio with us, and we need to get Fuzzy on Redline Radio with us. And I'm trying so hard to get Philip to pop up for just 1 minute.
Oh,
1 minute.
I miss Phil.
I sent him the link for today because today is actually the Three Geeks Podcast's 6-year anniversary. We've officially been doing this for 6 years. We're getting ready to go into our 7th year, and we've been good for a whole 1 year of that.
Well, in honor of that, happy anniversary.
Oh no!
Ooh,
For his hammer.
ooh, baby. Who's next?
Keep it going.
Hammer.
You know what? My pets are weird. We appreciate you hitting the like button one time. That means a lot to us. If you want to hit subscribe, we do this funny stuff every week. Or what we think is funny. Who knows if you find it funny.
Yeah,
It's certifiably funny.
It's got to be somebody funny sometime.
It's certifiable. That's for sure.
Laws of
Yeah,
average.
that's-
You're gonna laugh at least one time.
Right.
Listen.
Exactly.
Oh, I think we've hit some gold mines every once. Remember, we had a whole string of episodes where we couldn't stop talking about the Things thing, or lack of thing in the latest Fantastic Four.
The shooting pebbles.
You know what? We haven't talked about that.
That was another one.
Shooting pebbles.
Let's ask a question to all the people that are watching us right now. So pretend that you're the Thing from the Fantastic Four, the remake.
Van Forstic.
Yes. And the first thing that you notice when you turn into a rock is that you're missing a penis, right? That's the first thing you notice.
You're just laying gravel.
Already my pebbles.
I don't understand why that wasn't at least addressed in the movie at least one time. Because I'd be very angry if Max turned me into a rock and I looked down and I was missing something. Like that would be the first thing we would address.
Like, I think that you in that situation you made me the scientist and you're the brutish heavy lifting guy. Like that's really cool.
We got one of our guests on. Hey, how you doing, man?
Oh, that.
Hey, introduce yourself to everyone.
Hey, can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello. Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, my name's Will. Hey, everybody.
How you doing, man? Hello.
Excited to have you on.
I'm good, man. How's everyone?
Good. I'm glad Steve hooked us up.
No, it wasn't.
So how you guys
George says that thing's rock hard. It is not rock hard because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, there's
like
there's
what
nothing
happened
there,
to it?
George?
What
sorry.
happened to it?
Will, you just came in the middle of a very awkward conversation. We're talking about the Fantastic Four movies and how the Thing gets turned into a rock and he's missing a very important part of a man. Now, if your best friend turns you into a rock, wouldn't you look down and notice that you were missing something? Wouldn't there be at least a conversation?
But was he missing something?
Oh yeah, he was missing something. He was walking around naked, and there was nothing there.
It's the PG-13 cut of that movie. That's all it was.
Yeah, we got to wait for the Snyder cut of that.
What if it's retractable?
The Fassbender cut.
Oh man,
he just rolls at different parts of his body so he can hide it better.
Will's not here to talk about the Thing, guys. He's here to talk about the top 5 video games. Does everybody have your list?
Yes.
I do.
All right, we're waiting on one more person. We're waiting on Brian. As soon as Brian joins, we'll get this started. But we are going to go down. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we'll each say our 5, and then we'll go on to the 4 and so forth. Have discussions here and there. If one of us says something that may be higher on somebody else's list, just tell us to hold it, and then we'll talk about it when it gets to that person's list. So, Will, tell us about your podcast.
Oh, it's stuck in my mind. I just have regular people on sometimes. Lately, I've been having some celebrities on, but for the most part, I have just people who are up and coming who have a story to tell and share, and I give them a platform to come out and just talk.
That's cool. Yeah, we love talking and meeting new people. That's one of the great things about being hooked up with Steve is he's introduced us to a wide variety of people. like yourself. And then yesterday we talked to Jeff and Allie Peterson, and they were super awesome. I don't know if you've talked to them yet, but you should.
I'll be talking to them soon. I just finished talking to Larry Hankin. I had Stevie Ray on recently. That one was a real good show. I had a great time with Stevie Ray. I had Stacy Toy on recently. Bill Foster, whose movie I've Got Your Sticks, he had nothing but veterans work cast. Every cast member was a veteran, so it was a great experience. He said having all types of people from the Marines, Army, just telling their stories, and when they got to filming, he said it was just a great experience. Knowing that all these men were able to share their stories and build and grow together. So that definitely, Bill Foster was one of my more enjoyable episodes because of that.
Yeah, we got Bill Foster coming on at the end of September, I believe. I'm looking forward to talking to him as well. But let's go ahead and get started. When Brian comes in, we'll catch him up with the list and everything. But Will, give us your number 5.
Oh, all time? I put Destiny.
The first one or the second, or the whole franchise?
First one.
That's very cool.
If you want to go the whole franchise, but for me, the first one was really what had me. But then they started changing everything up, and I just lost interest. They have a whole new thing coming out now, and now they're supposedly deleting years 1 and 2, and so they're losing me with all that. But the first one was really what really drew me in.
All right, that's fair. Destiny was a lot of fun. I played it for a while. I'm really bad at first-person shooters, though. Nobody wants me on their team, so I don't get to play very long. So people boot me out of the group because I am so bad. My kill-death ratio is like 0.50.
I played Destiny 2. I didn't play the first one, but I
played both. It's a lot of fun. I'm with you though. They're deleting stuff in the history. I'm not a big fan of that.
My number 5 is SimCity, and I'm not picking one specifically because I like them all. Right now, I'm playing the latest one from 2013. I'm like the only person who seems to like that game, but SimCity is my number 5. The whole franchise, absolutely love it from the first 2000 to 3 to 4 and then to 5. SimCity, it's my number 5.
My number 5, or I actually never got into any of the Sims. I never liked Roller Coaster Tycoon or Civilization or Sims or anything like that. I never could get into any of that style game.
I played The Sims, so I had friends.
Yeah, so I had friends. So
the depressing part of the podcast.
I had a little Tamagotchi. You remember those? Like I took care of a little Tamagotchi. I didn't need The Sims.
I babysat Jenna's Tamagotchi in middle school.
Oh my goodness!
She had to go out of town, so she left it with me, and I killed it. I was really, really upset because I really liked her at the time.
Oh man,
there's a revelation for everyone. Jenna, if you're listening, Max.
See, I got. Actually, I kind of want to switch my 4 and 5. All right, so Super Mario Brothers 3. That's my favorite of the Super Mario Brothers franchise.
All day.
Yep, give it a Tanuki suit any day of the week. But it's it's a classic game. I don't think it really there's not much more to be said about it. It's the best side scroller, classic, age old, time tested.
Well, Super Mario 3 was up against the Mario game I ended up choosing, but it was really close. Like Mario 3 is definitely
that's my favorite.
That almost made my list too.
Hammer suit all day and night. I'm about that. So.
That's great.
Mr. McGee?
For number 5, I put Batman Arkham City. That was my number 5.
Hold it.
Max has it higher, so he's saying hold it, and we'll talk about it when it gets higher on his
Okay, no problem. We'll get to that then.
Your number 5 is invalid, Mike.
That's not invalid. It's just
you can't have that game, Mike.
Fine. Whatever.
I never said that.
You see how it is,
Mike. I just want to share with you.
Okay. Oh, you wanna share with me right now? Okay.
My pets are weird. Says Portal is his number 5. I absolutely love Portal. Portal 2. I played through with my cousin, and we beat it pretty quickly, but Portal. It was a blast.
I can't play Portal. Like the physics define me.
You love the commentary, though. You just like the quips and stuff.
Dan, what's your number 5?
I had mine in chronological order, so we're doing Rygar for the NES.
Nice.
Because I play that game every year, and I can beat it without a map now. So we're good.
I suck at that game. So bad. I'm like the worst. I love it though.
I've never played that game.
It's on the Switch. Like if you pay for the Nintendo games, it's one of the classics.
Not the same game.
Huh.
The Switch version is the
It's
arcade. The NES version was a weird.
We lost him.
And there goes Dan.
Oh no, Dan.
NES.
Come back.
There we go. Now I'm better.
Hey.
The NES version was a weird little action RPG. That's all.
Okay. Justin?
Mine it's not probably not a good game, but I chose Star Wars Phantom Menace, the play-in, because I was 10 at the time. And that was the first game that I laid in bed and was just like, I get to chop things up with a lightsaber, and that was it for me. I was like, this is the coolest thing. I was so into that just because I woke up and I ran out of bed and started turning it on. Good memories. That's all. It's not a good game.
The games based on the prequels are better than the actual movies.
That's fair. No, that's totally. I agree.
Scott,
kill a lot of droids.
That's actually funny. Actually, number 5. My number 5 was very close to being Jedi Academy, but it didn't quite make the list. My number 5 favorite game is definitely Chrono Trigger.
Oh, that's real good. Yeah.
Nice. What is it about Chrono Trigger that pulls you in?
I'm not a big fan of like the Final Fantasy turn-based stuff like that, but Chrono Trigger, I like the combat system in that. I like how it's like kind of turn-based. Like it's turn-based, but like if so much time goes by and you don't make an action, like the other guy's like, well, I can attack again. So it's like you kind of have to be quick. I think there's a way to like pause that so you can like turn that function off. But I like playing it that way because it makes it seem a little more real time. And yeah, it's a really fun RPG. I don't play a whole lot of RPGs, but when they're good, I get into them pretty hard. So.
Yeah.
Very cool. Will, what's your number 4?
My number 4. What was I have? Oh man, I can't even remember.
While Will pulls up his list, I will say that Madden 97 was definitely one of my runners-up. That is one of my favorite games.
Madden 97.
Why'd you give such a look, Max?
It was the first one that came out on the PS1.
Okay.
And I think it's one of Dan Marino's last years.
Oh.
And I played so much of it because it was like the first time they put like live video. So you got John Madden and Pete Summerall maybe doing the commentary of the game, like pre and during.
Blitz.
But that's okay.
Breaking thigh bones and stuff.
All right. So Will, what was your number 4?
The Division, the first one.
Ooh,
okay.
Good call.
Very cool. I haven't played The Division, but I really like Tom Clancy's game. This is a Tom Clancy game, right?
Yeah, that's the squad-based one, right?
Yes.
In spirit.
Yes.
Yeah. What is it about The Division that you like, Will?
Just the fact that I met a lot of cool people, and I was part of a good client, and just the gameplay, just running around and being able to just shoot things. I guess I don't know. I guess I spent a lot of time just playing, and I just enjoyed it. It was just going around. This storyline itself, where somebody had created a virus similar to what's going on now, except for this one was some green virus that ended up closing all of New York City, and it was just a pretty good story to me, and I enjoyed it.
Very cool. So My Pets Are Weird says Portal 2 is his number 4. Wow, you really love Portal, man.
Yeah, like that's...
I'm not going to hate on you. It's a good series, so...
Come on, man.
I'm curious if his whole top 5 is just going to be Valve games.
Yeah.
You could make an argument for Valve games being in your top 5.
I love all Valve games.
Donkey Kong Country.
Okay.
I got this game. No, for the Super Nintendo. I got this game for Christmas, and I did not leave my bedroom until I beat it. I absolutely love this game. I still love this game, and I will probably play it I play it about every year, and I play it till completion. Donkey Kong Country is number 4 easily.
All 3 of the original Donkey Kong Countries that are excellent games.
The new ones are so hard.
Oh, they're great. I love them.
I do too. It's the same game, but I'm saying they're so hard. Like the new Mega Mans, which we'll get to Mega Man in a minute. But
all right, at the 4th spot, I've got 2. Like, there's a tie because like they both deserve a spot, but they both shouldn't be higher than 4. So this is what I got going on. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like just my favorite fighting game of all time.
We need a re-release so bad with online. Like, it's not even funny.
Oh yeah, it's brutal and it's great. I love the animations. Hyper Viper Beam is my shit, and yeah, that's it. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Overwatch is tied for 4 because like it's a newer game, but like it took over my whole like gaming world.
Sure did.
It shut out like every other. There was nothing other than Overwatch for me, so it deserves a mention here at this spot. But I just really dig that game. I like the characters. I feel like the story doesn't exactly it feels kind of haphazard, so you lose a little bit in that. But like I really enjoy the game and I like the characters and the frame rate is amazing.
Yeah, it's a really well made, well polished game. For sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, like Blizzard, like they're obviously a huge gaming company, so like you expect good things from them. But you know, it's still like it's just a fun game to play. So
has Blizzard made Dud?
Yes.
Yeah.
What Dud? What was their Dud?
I mean,
remember how much
mobile
World of Warcraft sucked?
Oh,
didn't they get a lot of crap for that Diablo like mobile game or whatever? Didn't they?
Yeah.
A bunch of
the Warcraft 3 one. Just people are giving them so much crap for that.
I didn't play Warcraft 3. I just got Warcraft 2 for my computer.
Yeah, 2 is great. Love the old 3 was great, but they redid it, and then they
half-assed. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they forced the old 3 to be the new 3 now.
Oh, I didn't
so
realize
you can't even play Warcraft 3 anymore. You need to play the Warcraft 3, the new version that they just released, and that the fan base is not happy.
Oh, that sucks. They should let you play the old one. It's like the Star Wars movies when they made all the cuts. Like, that's fine if you want to toy with your movie, but at least release the ones that everybody grew up with. That's not cool.
Han shot first.
Mike, what is your number 4? Hopefully Max doesn't kick this one away.
Hopefully I do.
That's probably the way things will go, given all this. Number 4 is Red Dead Redemption for me.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Story in that game is great.
Yeah, the story's great. I do like the narrative. I got into some Grand Theft Auto, but it was never really my thing. You know, it is my thing. Hog tying someone and then like putting them on the back of my horse, and then or just leaving them out in the desert hog tied, or doing whatever I want to do in the Old West. Sure,
that's like the perfect clip. You know what is my thing? Hog tying people. Can we just
and not just in the game. Don't get her. Oh wait, what?
That is so going on a Meet the Three Geeks thing.
That's getting cut out. Wait a minute, this is live. Whoops. No, but seriously, it's that whole idea of like what Westworld basically is. I'm even back then I was thinking like, man, if they ever redid Westworld, this is a template for it. And what do you know? They did kind of fit that template a little bit. Like, do whatever you want in the Old West and just have a ball doing it with next to no consequences other than, oh, people will think you're a vigilante or a ruthless dude. Well, I mean, yeah, that's what you are. Go for it.
Mullet Turtle says, hey, yo, Mullet Turtle, I love your name. That's all I can say. I love your name. Mullet Turtle. Do people still sport mullets? I guess they do.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Yeah.
A lot of people are sporting mullets now, not by choice, but because they can't
So Max mentioned this podcast a while back, but Prince and the Wolf, Freddie Prinze did a huge like dramatic storytelling of Red Dead Redemption, and by the end of his story, like he just explaining it to his podcasting partner, he had me in tears. Like it was so made the story so sad. And
Tuberculosis is no joke.
The story's so good in Red Dead, so good, especially if you get emotionally involved in video games.
And you have 1,400 hours to spend.
Yeah, I blinked my eye and I had 50 hours in that game. It's like, holy cow!
I don't know where people find the time. Like I said, I'm dating a podcast, and that doesn't let me do anything. Dan,
she's a cold mistress.
Dan, what is your number 4?
I'm going to take your Cowboys, Mike, but I'm going to devolve them. Sunset Riders for the SNES.
Yes.
Oh,
it's so good.
It's so.
Tell me about it.
It's a side-scrolling shooter where you play a cowboy and you shoot everybody. Oh, you run into little doors and like little dancing girls give you power-ups. Then you beat the first. Then you beat the first boss and he falls out of a window and he says, "Bury me with my money." It's great.
And then little digital Michael Fassbender shows up.
Yeah.
Shame, don't show.
Yeah, it's a great game. No Fassbender, I promise.
The hammer.
Justin, what's your 4?
My 4 is to get nostalgic on everyone because apparently that's what I did on my list. Goldeneye, because I remember middle school me just going to
very cool
houses and just playing Goldeneye all day because I never had an N64, but I went to people's houses that had N64s.
That's how you had to do.
All we played.
That was the online multiplayer.
Yeah.
Online I'm going
over to Adam's house. Yeah.
Dude, GoldenEye. The only way I'm any good at that game is if I play License to Kill, where it's only one shot to kill.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just like I am first-person shooters.
No.
And 170.
I'm so terrible at that game. Like my brother was really good at it, which is the other crappy thing. So like I have a special hatred for that game because like not only do I suck, but he was just so fucking good at it.
Oddjob is a hack.
Oh, dude, no! Like we didn't even play with Oddjob. He let me play with Oddjob, and he still killed me like 80 times. We played like, look, if I get to 3 kills, this is cumulatively over games. If I get to 3, that's when the game is over. Like, and sometimes that's 1 game, sometimes that's like 30 games.
Like GoldenEye, solid game.
Mm-hmm.
I like GoldenEye. I've been playing it recently.
Big fan.
Scott, what's your number 4?
So my number 4, we busting out Metroid Prime 2. I'm a huge fan of the Metroid series. I think Super Metroid is the best Metroid, but Metroid Prime 2 might be my favorite, especially of the original of the Prime trilogy, the first-person one. And this is kind of a theme on a lot of my games, but I love atmosphere. Atmosphere in a game is very important to me, and Metroid Prime 2 just has this, oppressive, dark, dreary atmosphere, and it's right up my alley. And I love, like, the music is great, the bosses are great, like the gameplay is super solid. I know some people didn't like the ammo system that they brought in, but I think it's great. I think it goes into that kind of desperation of dwindling resources and just slogging your way through. So, big fan. Yeah, no.
Awesome. Will, what's your number 3? What's that?
All right. So my top 3 is like interchangeable to me in some way, but I'm gonna go with GTA.
Okay. Are you going franchise, or is there one that you like in general?
San Andreas is one of my favorite ones.
Okay, I was gonna say I doubt you're going to GTA 1.
Be able to work out and build my guy up, and it was just a fun game, man. San Andreas is my favorite.
Yeah, that was the first one. They brought a bunch of different like individual, very specific mechanics. It's like, okay, I want to ride a bike, so like you're riding a bike, and you get to be the best bike rider, like you never fall off the thing. And then like you can work out, so like that was a lot of different mechanics they brought in for that one. I like San Andreas.
Yeah. I love getting my guy fat and working out for a week, and this is like really spiraling.
Just shreds the freaking. Like, oh man, I'm a boss. Like I wish it worked like that in real life. Like just 1 week of hard work, and you're like
just bench presses. Just bench pressing.
That's it,
too.
Dude. GTA is like some of the best anxiety medicine because if you've had a bad day, you just grab a machine gun in that game and you just go to town because it
mow
just
down a school bus full of children.
that anxiety leaves your body.
If Taco Bell doesn't kill us, that will. Good Lord.
Don't say Taco Bell, man.
Yeah.
He'll put that clip up again.
And that soundtrack.
I don't want to scare our guest away.
What are you rocking number 3? Dude?
My number 3 is my favorite fighting game of all time, and that is Mortal Kombat 2. No other game got more quarters from me than Mortal Kombat 2. I like the whole franchise except for Deadly Alliance. They killed Liu Kang. That really made me mad, and I played that game. But the rest of the games I've really, really enjoyed. Liu Kang is my guy in all of them, except for with X, they changed the way. I have been a loyal customer of these games for 12 games, and they freaking changed the moves with Mortal Kombat X. I was so mad. Huh?
You hear the pain in your voice.
Like, I gotta learn something new. This is bullshit.
So then,
Is this a therapy session now?
but
About
then
Mortal
I
Kombat?
boycotted X as well. But then I've been playing 11, and I've come to terms with the difference. But Mortal Kombat 2 is great. I'm looking forward to the Mortal Kombat movie that James Wan is doing. And Mortal Kombat is still the best video game movie of all time.
Yeah, it holds. It's up there. It's arguably
name one that's better.
I'm just.
That's help.
It's arguably.
It's definitely not the new Mortal Kombat movie that we just reviewed on Animaniacs.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh yeah. I heard it's wonderful.
Scorpion's Revenge.
I've heard so many good things, and Max walks in and goes, "Don't." I'm still going to do it because
That's what
Max
Dan
and I
did too.
agree. We didn't do hardly anything.
Yeah, but also like I'll watch something before Jason, and I'll be like, "This was fucking shitty. This is fucking bullshit for X, Y, and Z reason." Jason watches, he's like, "Man, this is gonna be the worst movie I've ever seen," and then he's like, "Oh, it wasn't that bad." You know?
There you go.
Well, Max, you do tend to get a bit hyperbolic sometimes, so it's kind of like, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your meter keeps changing, dude, and soon enough, like, I don't know, it's gonna be the worst thing every week.
Well, we found out during our commercial break that Max only laughs at himself.
I do not only laugh at myself.
My pets are weird. His number 3 is Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is a very good game. I like that you go
New Vegas
character to the end.
I tried Fallout 3 and I could not. It just took too long to get going.
Yeah,
see, I like that because I'm not good at video games. So the more story, the more into it I am.
I'm pretty okay with too.
I gotta push a button.
Oh no! Max, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is this one was okay. The Batman Arkham City. So my
Okay,
go ahead. I see.
We can talk about it now because Max is talking about it now. Let's go.
I cede my time to the gentleman.
No, you go ahead and start off, and I'll just probably chime in with agreement.
Because Batman Arkham Asylum was a great game. It was very fun. I mean, I didn't really like the Joker end fight, but that was really the only thing that I had a problem with, you know, because it just didn't fit the character. But like other than that, like it was such a good game. But I never even thought that they'll do what they did with when they made Arkham City. Like the game stacked like on top of itself, just a whole nother level of awesomeness. And it was, I thought it was the best storyline for all the Arkham games. I had the most fun with that. And yeah, I loved Arkham City. That was where you felt like the most Batman. I felt.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it put you in that world, finally immersed you in that world fully for the first time. These days, you know, when I got older, I wanted to be more of a completionist when it came to my video games, and that one was frustratingly entertaining because of the Riddler trophies. I was just like, I hate that I have to search for these things, but I kind of want to know what happens now. Like nothing happened in Arkham Asylum when you collected all the Riddler trophies, other than you just got a lot more info, usually in an achievement. Here, it's like it's part of the story more so than anything else, and it's like you can't get a full completion unless you get all those. So I was like, okay, I'm in it. I'm in it for this now, sure. And yeah, kind of like where they took the story, where I still liked Arkham Knight, but I was a little let down by how they followed it up to some extent. Because how do you top that finale of that game where it's like I didn't think they were going to do what they did.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
good on them.
And play the game. The story. If you like Batman at all, you're gonna love this game.
Especially with it being like Mark Hamill's final Joker role, which he's
they're
done several
spoilers
things.
right there.
Spoilers that he came back and did more Joker.
Spoilers that Mark Hamill will come back for money.
Of course you will. Dump truck some money. Just back it on up.
Hey, every time, and happily, I would pay Mark Hamill every time.
They're saying
absolutely.
Tony Stark is coming back as or Robert Downey's coming back as the voice of Tony Stark because they pulled that money.
Look, give me that Disney.
He did Doolittle. He needs the paycheck.
Give me that money.
Hey, he got paid for Doolittle.
Yeah, but not as much as he could have been paid had Doolittle been, better.
Good.
He's gonna be the voice of the suit and Lone Star if that show gets off the ground. Or what's it called?
Lone Star.
I know what you're talking about.
The female Iron Man.
Ironheart?
Comics. Ironheart. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was combining Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and
he came up with Lone Star from Spaceballs.
Yeah, I was hoping for Spaceballs too there.
Nerd equations are weird, man.
Mike,
so this is my tie. I couldn't decide between which of these two was going to be my number 3, so I just put them both, and they couldn't be further apart from each other. TMNT 4 Turtles in Time, just because that arcade goodness. Love going through all those levels.
Is that what you have?
No, but that replaces SimCity on my list. I did not think about that. That game is fantastic. I beat it in the arcade with a ton of quarters.
Bebop and Rocksteady are pirates. I mean, you gotta love that.
I went to one of those bars.
And then my other. What was that? Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, and my other game, like I said, totally different. Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
That's another good one. That'd be in my 6 through 10 easily.
That's a good one, but the remake. That's not to me. That's not the best. That's not the best.
That's not the best
to me. Yeah, I just because I can't. I'll hold off because it's. Sure. But yeah, to me, it's not the best though.
Well, here's for the context. I never grew up with old school NES. Like Super Nintendo was my first console as a kid, so that was my introduction to Zelda overall. And I remember distinctly that game being like homework for me. Like literally, my folks were like, "You're gonna get that Master Sword." And I'm like, I guess it's so hard though to solve these puzzles. It's like, no, this isn't cheap. You're gonna get this Master Sword and you're gonna like it. I'm like,
you're gonna wait until Nintendo Power comes out next month, and you're gonna buy that with money that you earned mowing the lawn.
Mike, did they lock you in the basement until you finished it?
No, nothing like that. But I do remember getting really, really frustrated on one of the temples and being like, I'm never gonna get that Master Sword. And everyone says Master Sword is the best. And I remember getting really upset. My mom one time was just like, "You just got to stick to it, honey." And I'm like, "I guess, fine."
Just 3 dungeons in the forest, mate.
After we finish our top 5, let's go through and just give one game that we rage quitted. Dan, what's your number 3?
As a side note, because nobody else is going to pick this,
you don't know.
Legend of Zelda 2, the Adventure of Link is my favorite Zelda.
Zelda 2, of course it is.
Dude, I played a shitload of that game. Anyway, I'm going to go with Parasite Eve for the PS1.
Okay.
It's a weird little RPG shooter based off a Japanese book. It's actually a sequel to the book and movie of Parasite Eve, which is kind of weird. But yeah, you run around and shoot a bunch of mutated things, and it's fun.
Okay. That's very cool. I haven't played it yet, but I want to play it.
Yeah, you need to play that. And it brings me back because the opening cinematic, it's supposed to be Christmas time, and it says "Merry Christmas, 1997" as it passes by this like giant Christmas tree, and it's like, oh, I remember that. Anyway.
Awesome. I started collecting PS1 games, and that's definitely one I want to try out. Justin, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Diablo 2, because I used to take up all of my family's like dial tone internet, everything. People couldn't call the house. for all of one summer because of that game. It was so much fun.
I played Diablo 2 like well after it had come out.
Yeah.
There's like 1 or 2 expansions for it, but my friends were like hardcore. They're like, "Oh man, you got to play this game. You'll love it." But as I'm playing with them, they snatch up all the good items.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't get any, and I'm like. And I'm just getting my ass kicked the whole time. And then they start bitching at me because I suck so bad. I'm like, you guys are fucking stealing all the good shit. How am I supposed to get anything? And yeah, I had to quit. I had to quit Diablo 2 because like I had no fun because of the guys I was playing with.
Yeah.
Like, but I played Diablo 3. I have that for Switch.
I think we know what Max
What was that, Will?
Is that your rage quit then?
No, no. I mean, like, I got all the way through, but they're like, you can go through again and again and again, and I was just like, there's no reason to play this game over again. I've heard the entire story now, and is it just me, or is the theme of Diablo curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal?
Yeah.
Yes, and loot. Lots of loot.
Fallen angels and the whole deal. Yeah.
All right, I played Diablo 2. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Will. I'm sorry.
No, just looting, just loot. Yeah.
Yeah. Quicker the draw.
The system's much better now. For like Diablo 3, it's me like you just like all your shit drops, you get all of it. They can't, all their own stuff dropped. So I like that better because like I feel like I'm doing something and I get things for my hard work. But it was.
I had much nicer friends than you because we would be like, "Oh, you're a paladin, you get the paladin stuff."
Yeah, no, they're like, "No, I can sell it."
They definitely.
Like, why would I give that to you? I get like $8,000 from this.
Blizzard definitely borrowed from Diablo when they made Warcraft.
Oh, for sure. What wouldn't
Absolutely. The mechanics are almost very identical. Scott, what's your number 3?
So my number 3 is also a tie because I couldn't not include both of these on my top 5. First being Hollow Knight, another Metroidvania type game. Again, real big on atmosphere. Excellent game. I love games where I can just like lose myself and just explore. And that was one of the games where, like, I had clear goals, but I was always just kind of wandering. And I go, what is this passage? And it's just like this huge area I just get lost in. So really good game. Definitely check it out. It's on Switch and Xbox and all that crap. And then the other one is Resident Evil 4, which is my favorite Resident Evil game. And yeah, I don't know what I can say about it that hasn't already been said. It's a great, very difficult third-person shooter. Really well polished. Yeah,
it's the only Resident Evil game I've never played, but I really want to.
I can't play Resident Evil games,
dude. Resident Evil 7 I was playing recently. I've almost completed that game, and there's a part in that game where I jumped like 12 feet in the air and just gave out like a scream. It was so like visceral, and everybody in my house came running into the room because they thought that something had happened to me. Those games are terrifying.
Did you have a stroke? What happened?
I thought it was just me in the game. I had the game up with the surround sound, and the room was dark. So that's the only way to play Resident Evil. And I was in the moment.
No.
Now we got the VR, and I want to play 7 with the VR.
No, I'm too scared for that stuff.
It's pretty impressive, really.
Will, what's your number 3?
Two. Sorry.
2. We up to number 2. It's a Star Wars game, but Knights of the Old Republic.
There it is. Same spot and everything.
I forgot about that, but
it was very close to making my list too. It would definitely be like
Knights of the. If you're really a true Star Wars fan, you have to play Knights of the Old Republic, man. It was just amazing. Just be able to create your character.
Question.
Yes.
Yeah, which one do you like better? Dark side, light side, Revan? Which one?
Oh man, I like the dark side. The dark side one, man. Because everybody's going to want to do the light side, so I just kind of got little evil one they ass once in a while. But yeah, Knights of the Old Republic was
in Knights of the Old Republic. Spoilers for this game that's like 38 years old right now. Freaking, there's a moment where you can make your like the Wookiee friend kill the little Twi'lek girl. I'm gonna tell you right now, like my life changed after I did that. Like I was just a bit worse of a person from then on. Like it was just the most vile thing I had ever like done in my life. I was like it was you know, obviously it's all video game, but like I literally like felt dark. You know, I was like, oh, like why did I do that? Like you shouldn't do that. Like but I liked it. You know, so like that was a moment for me. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Like that's one of the games that I can pick up and play all the way through, like right now. Like it doesn't matter.
I've never played it.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
I would like to play it, and I see. There we go. We'll talk about this. I've never been evil in a video game ever.
Oh, man.
For the same reason you said.
Good.
I feel bad.
Oh god, no, dude. Once you,
I don't mind killing prostitutes in Grand Theft Auto, but in RPGs, I don't like being evil.
No, once you wade in those waters, man, it's just you learn things about yourself.
Like I'm playing with my son, and he does something that is on the bad side. I'm like, why'd you do that? That poor person.
Oh man, like yeah, it's like punch him in the face and take his money. Yes, I will do that.
My pets are weird. Y'all mentioned New Vegas, and that is definitely my number 2. It would have been number 1 if
Fallout 3.
It weren't so buggy.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I said when he mentioned, or she, sorry, I don't mean to assume my pets. But when they said Fallout 3, I was like, oh, I would have gone New Vegas. But they put New Vegas at number 2, so all the respect.
George says, what? Never been a bad guy? He's like, pull the man card.
No, that's cool. It's actually harder. It's harder to only play the good side because like I like that you got to give up all the money. You know what I'm saying? Like you're always giving up. Like, I just want to like when the dude's a jerk to you, you got to be nice to them. There's a lot of things where it's a lot harder. I feel to play the good side.
A lot of choices. The other cheek. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be evil. I have some games that I haven't played yet, and I'm going to be evil.
It's okay, though. Like I have another friend who's like that. He plays White Hat. If he was going to go into Westworld, he would be White Hat, and that's totally cool. So don't hate on him for playing like that. Like I mean, I understand. Like trust me. Like I love playing evil dark side. So George, you would be. Let's look up dark side sometime. But yeah, don't hate on the man for being right. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's the choices that they give you too, though, because like the good side is like, oh, can you save the cat out of the tree? And the bad side is, do you want to raise the entire town? You know, like, it just feels a little unbalanced to me. That's all.
Yes.
Or you get into Mass Effect where you can punch reporters.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
I do, because that lady's a bitch.
One chicken.
Oh my god! How did I not even think about Mass Effect?
Yeah. Oh man!
And then it doesn't matter in the
Mass
end.
Effect. That's yeah. Nah.
Oh my god! Mass Effect 2, honorable mention.
Yeah.
Mass Effect 2 is excellent.
Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite games. That's another one I could pick up and play. I can't even believe I didn't think about it.
You mentioned
There's a lot of video games. Like Turtles was a good one. But can't believe I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
It's tough to like.
I feel bad though. I feel like I gotta call up all the developers of Mass Effect 2 and be like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't even think to put you on my list."
Yeah, there's so many games. It was real hard for me to like this. This games, I'm sure I forgot that I've enjoyed so much. Like just talking, City of Heroes, one of my favorite games. Playing. So when they went to City, it was even greater. So it's just games that it's just so many games coming back now.
Dude, City of Heroes was my shit. Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about that one either. I'm flipping out right now.
And I'm deaf. Like I know you guys can hear Max being loud, but being in the room, I think Justin can attest, it echoes.
It's pretty loud.
I'm sorry. I get excited, but Will, like love and respect, dude. That is my shit. I love City of Heroes.
Tune in next week for
Yeah.
part 2, which is going to be another top 10 game or top 10 games. Then
Stuff that Max forgot that really liked.
Number 2, and like I said, this was really close with Super Mario Brothers 3, but my game is Super Mario World. This took the concept from Super Mario 3, and in my opinion, just blew it up because there's so much you can do in this game. This is another game that when I sat down to play, I played it. Like, I didn't leave the room. I remember buying my Super Nintendo this day. Like, we were at Cub Foods. If anybody's ever heard of that, they're not in business anymore. And they had a video game store across the street. It was a Game Express. And
Which is also not in business anymore.
I had to beg my sister because the Super Nintendo had just come out. I had to beg her to sell our old Nintendo and like the 50 games we had to get the Super Nintendo with Super Mario World, and it changed my life. I was so excited to play Super Mario World.
I like how you're saying like you can do so many things, and so you can do all the things you do in Mario. You can kick your dinosaur friend to his death down a cliff as you go for the goalpost.
Because fuck him, that's why.
Dude,
green little shit. Eating apple.
Mike,
so dark.
Mike, what's your number 2?
What about Max?
He did.
Knights of the Old Republic.
I know it's hard to understand.
Oh, Knights was okay. So
yeah, but
you guys lined up on that one. Okay, cool.
Yeah, same spot and everything. It was ridiculous.
Well, to take it across to the Sega pond, my number 2 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2, because that was the first game I ever like committed like to memory moves that I'm like, okay, take this route. Like if speed runs were a thing when I was a kid, I would have been the master of the Sonic 2 speed run.
They were.
Like, they were back when I was like what?
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to profit off of it. I would be too shy. I'd check it like
That's harder to share your time.
I didn't have the YouTube technology to be able to do that. I just
have VHS tapes. It would have been fine.
And also Sonic 2 had that debug mode in which you could turn into object. You could just break the game basically.
Yeah.
And I was all about breaking the game, so that was fun.
I played this game with Fury so much. He was the only person I knew that had a Sega. And
now, you don't know. I played this game with Fury so much. I'm so angry playing Sonic. Fury's a person.
But yeah, Sonic 2 almost made my list. It was definitely in my 6 to 10.
Max
I love
is
Sonic
across
2.
the room though.
I love playing as Tails. Me and Jason, we used to fight about it all the time because he'd want to be Tails.
I loved watching Tails just speed on ahead and get hit by stuff. Like that fox was immortal.
Dan, what's your number 2?
After back down.
I'm going with Final Fantasy IV, the newer translations.
Okay.
Because I didn't play that until like much later, so I didn't get like the Super Nintendo piece of crap translation. But I just like that it has character development in it. And like people show up and they're like, "Hey, look at me! I'm going to be a bard for a while, and now I'm dead."
Unless it's being
hey, Jamsha.
Yeah, I'm just dead.
I'm surprised we're hearing about Final Fantasy IV before 7, which I agree with Dan. I like the earlier Final Fantasies better than some of the later ones, but we'll find out if anybody has it in their number 1.
See, I picked 4 because everybody loves 6 and 7.
Mm-hmm.
So
I can't do Final Fantasy. I'm just not a fan of any of it. And it's not like the style of game. Like I don't mind the role playing game or the turn based game. Yeah. I just apparently hate Final Fantasy. I've tried a couple different ones, and I cannot play the game. Like 15 definitely killed it for me.
Oh God!
But
yeah, don't play anything newer.
Nah, it's I'm just not a fan. Apparently, like, I don't know what it is.
One of my honorable mentions, and it's Final Fantasy related, is the Kingdom Hearts series.
Boo.
See, I really try to get into those, and then they've got giant feet, and I don't know where to jump, and it's weird, and I don't like it.
I love it. I got 3. I haven't beaten it yet, but every time Goofy and Donald open their mouths, I turn into a kid and start cracking up.
Speaking of, I don't know when to jump. Back to City of Heroes, I played all the way up to like level 3 or 4 without I didn't understand that spacebar was jump. So I thought jump was a power. Was a power that you unlocked. So I ran the entire thing like without jumping.
You ran
like,
for a long time.
Dude, it was ridiculous. Like I got so far, and then like by the time when I actually figured out how to jump, I was like, how the fuck did I do that? Like, like talk about memorizing the route you have to take, because like you have to run around rubble and stuff like that. That's in the street. So like when you can't jump, we're very odd positions, and you run around enemies that you shouldn't be near, but you can make it places, not being able to jump. But yeah, eventually I figured out the space bar was jump.
George says Final Fantasy X and X2 are his favorites. I haven't played them yet, but I did get them on the Switch recently.
X was the water one, right?
Yeah. Titus and the whole deal.
And 10-2 was the one with the weird dress spheres and stuff, but I'll stick up for that one. A lot of people don't, but I thought it was cool.
George, send us your top 5. I'm curious. Justin, what's your number 2?
I couldn't pick one of the games in the franchise, but like Halo, I remember having LAN parties and going to like the midnight releases and stuff. I just nostalgia mostly for that, but it was a lot of fun for me.
Another game I hate. I suck at. I shouldn't say hate.
Yeah,
I like Halo Wars, the RTS.
Yeah.
It's the best RTS to ever be on a system, in my opinion, because the controls they got down pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
StarCraft is my
StarCraft.
No, I'm talking about console.
Okay, no, but
StarCraft is definitely the best.
StarCraft and 64. You want a console RTS game?
Not StarCraft. You're right. StarCraft 64. I don't know why I said 2.
StarCraft on the PC is definitely better than Halo Wars. It's just Halo Wars, I felt, mastered the control scheme in the controller.
Yeah, I think they'd be able to do better now. Like I was saying, with the extra buttons on the controller.
I'm sure they could figure it out, just whether or not they want to or not.
Yeah.
Scott, what's your number 2?
So this is a tough one. I had a lot. I wanted this to be like an old school FPS, and I did a lot of soul searching. Boiled it down to Doom 2.
Ooh.
Nice. Blood, Duke Nukem, Doom, Unreal, Half-Life. They're all contenders, but Doom 2 is probably the game I've spent the most time with. And the only reason it beat out Doom 1 is honestly because of the super shotgun. So.
Okay.
Yeah, like I love Doom 2, and I think the level design is great. I like all the new enemies they brought in. Like I said, super shotguns, a lot of fun. It's just a solid game. It's still really, really playable to this day.
Doom and Duke Nukem fought for my list. I remember me and a friend Amit, who's been on this podcast before, we would wake up every morning at 6:30. We had to leave for school at 7:30. We would spend 35 minutes dialing up into Doom 2 just so we could play the game for 12 minutes together right before school. And sometimes we did, sometimes it didn't work because my dad would answer the phone halfway through connecting. We'd have to start all over. Dude, my kids have no idea how lucky they are.
The struggle was real.
Oh,
but Doom 2, that's a great choice. I still play Doom 2. I finally beat Doom 2 as an adult because that game you can
go off John Romero's head.
No, I mean I'm terrible at first-person shooters. I'm just the worst. Like Overwatch is the first one that I played that I enjoyed just because like they have giant cartoony characters that you can't miss. Like that's that's so I still feel useful. It's like team sport. I'm like, all right, I killed the big guy. Like we can deal with that. Like that I helped. So yeah, but Doom's a great series. I should give like maybe now that I'm a little more used to a first person shooter, I should try it out. But
definitely. Will, what's your number 1?
Well, I'm going to the Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Yeah. Ocarina of Time.
We are very close, Will. We are very, very close to our number 1 pick.
What is it about that game that pulls you in more than some of these Zeldas?
It was just amazing. Just the out of the way it changed the way I looked at Zelda, because I grew up with the original Zelda and the little 8-bit, and then when they came out with this Zelda, it just blew my mind, and it had so many different, like you had to figure out how to play the ocarina and press the right button at the right time, and it was just fun, man. It was very creative for me, and I just it took the Legend of Zelda to another level for me.
Okay. I haven't played any of the 64 Zeldas.
Yeah, they're fun.
Are they?
I played. No, I didn't play any of the 64 ones either. The first one I ever played was freaking the Wii, the one that came on the Wii and the GameCube.
Those were the first ones.
That was the first Zelda.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's one of my rage quits because but not because of the game, not because of the game, because of the Wii. Like I didn't like all of this, and I'm like, I just want to play the game. I just want to play the game. So like,
this is better on the GameCube.
yeah, I really should have got it for the GameCube, and but I played Breath of the Wild, and that was the first Zelda that I actually played all the way through. I freaking love that one.
I'm playing that right now,
dude. Oh, so good.
All right, George gave us his top 5. It is Grand Theft Auto version 1. Wow. I played that for the first time recently on PS1, and it is a lot of fun. Number 4 is Mario Brothers 3. 3, Madden.
See, I think that's Madden as a franchise.
Yeah, that's
not
fair.
just Madden.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
95 was good too.
Yeah.
Sonic with nothing and the adapter top.
Oh, the
Nice.
yes.
Yes.
Okay, Sega Genesis.
Oh,
and
man.
SOCOM. He went into SEAL training.
Oh, okay, no, that's a great humble brag there, bro. I like it just because of the realism, because I was there, so I know. Dude, awesome, like George, fucking good shit, man. That's crazy. SEAL training is fucking hard. Anyone willing to try that has got my respect.
And then My Pets Are Weird says Skyrim is his number 1.
Almost didn't finish grad school because of Skyrim. That would be an interesting, like, I'm trying to live in my parents' basement. I got to explain why Skyrim ruined my life and wasted their time.
We had a friend put off medical school to play Warcraft. For 4
Yeah.
years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he played 14 hours a day, had an 8-hour job, and slept for the rest.
For 35 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
My number 1, and it was always my number 1. I put my number 1 down and then figured out the list from there. Is the only Mega Man game I can beat, which is Mega Man 2. I could pop it in right now and I could complete it. Mega Man 2 is my favorite video game of all time.
It's got the rockin' soundtrack of all the Mega Mans.
Mega Man goes very high on my rage quit list. Like, you can plug anyone in. I love the concept of the game. I'm just so terrible at the game. It's this weird thing where I'm like, yeah, it's a Mega Man. I dig this, and then I get so mad.
Mega Man 11 I've had for a year, and I can't get past one level in it yet.
Oh man, I put that on easy mode. You win levels and you put it on super easy mode.
Easy mode?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you don't feel.
I didn't know Mega Man had an easy mode.
You don't feel like good about it, but you do finish the level.
I remember when Mega Man 9 came out, and it looked just like the old Mega Man. I was so excited to play it. I can't beat a level in that game either.
Nah, Mega Man's rough. I have a very love-hate relationship with Mega Man.
But I'm really good at Mega Man 2. None of the others. I think everybody has a Mega Man game that they're relatively good at.
Mega Man Battle Network, I think the first one for the Game Boy Advance.
Yes.
Nice.
I played that one. I love that one. I think I beat that one.
Or Battle Network games are really great.
Max, what's your number 1?
Number 1, it shouldn't be a surprise if you followed like the podcast in any way, shape, or form. We used to go to cons, and I would shark people on this game. Mario Kart 64, hands down, my favorite game of all time. Like that. When we got the N64, like my parents did it like this. My brother got the N64, but I got the Mario Kart. Right, so that's how we got our game system for Christmas. It was just so totally like that's. I'm glad we could afford it. Like that's so awesome. But then we didn't get another game for I'm gonna say years, maybe 1 or 2 years before we got another game for the N64. So me and my brother will just play Mario Kart for hours on end, and it's my I can play it right now. If anyone wants to play Mario Kart 64, come test your skills because it's not an easy win. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Max and I we hustled some money at cons with him playing Mario Kart.
I'll race you in Mario Kart 64. I've got no fear.
Guys that are with their girlfriends, they don't want to look bad, and they will pay $1 to play.
Yeah, you're gonna look like. Come play me. I'm not gonna brag. Just say come play me. It's fine. Like I'll play you on Mario Kart 64 right now.
Yeah, we had like $20, $30 prizes on the table too.
Max came over to my house once, and we were like, "Oh, we're gonna play some games." And I remember we're like, "Oh, let's play Mario Kart 64." And I thought I was like good because it was my first game I ever bought like with my own money. So I thought I had some moves. I'm like, all right, well, Max guy, like I know from work, and he's just running fucking laps around me. I'm just like, oh my god.
George says I didn't get to complete training. I was 150 pounds. The guys could bench press me.
Hey man, again, like
you tried.
Yeah, like you signed up for that. Like that's more than I'm gonna do. Way more than I'm gonna do. I was in the Marines and I thought I was crazy, but I'm not doing SEAL training.
George says Bryce will destroy you on Mario Kart.
Bryce can bring it. Bryce can bring it right here, and we can figure it out right now. I don't even care. I got no fear when it comes to Mario Kart 64.
George, we will bring a 64 up with us when we come to the studio on Sunday. Bring Bryce. Max and Bryce can play.
Tell Bryce to bring his own controller. All right. Don't even. I don't box with you in Mario Kart 64.
Mike, what's your number one?
It's gonna be a little bit of a weird pull, probably for a lot of you, but Shenmue.
Okay.
Nice.
Just because Scott just had an aneurysm, I think.
Pop the blood vessel.
Blood clot in the brain.
Sorry, Scott. No, it's just because. Okay, here's the whole story. This is the first game where I had no idea what the hell I was supposed to be doing. I'm like, so I just live here, and the days are just going by. Okay. Oh, am I supposed to invest? Yeah, am I supposed to investigate something? Okay, and then eventually I picked up on it. But yeah, when we get to the docks, at that time I was actually working in a warehouse as a part-time job. So I go do my part-time job, hauling boxes around, come back home, flip on my Dreamcast, and just work a forklift until I was off duty. It was an amazing real-world simulator for me at the time, but also I don't know. I did kind of start to really care about what was happening in the game. I'm like, I kind of like this little town. I don't want to leave. This sucks.
Did you have like a weird surreal moment where you're like, I don't know if like real life is the video game or the video game is real life? Like,
I'm like, I don't want to leave my Jamaican friend who works the hot dog stand and teaches me weird kung fu tricks. I'm like, this is awesome. Why would I ever want to leave this place? I'm like, I guess I got to go avenge my dad. And then we never get resolution on that. Like, I know there was a sequel, and I know the creator did like a Kickstarter and got the third installment out, but it didn't answer anything.
No.
So it's one of the big cliffhangers of my life in video games, and I'm still not over it. So that's why it's my number one, because I don't know, it took me on a strange odyssey at that point in my life.
Nice pull. Dan, what's your number one?
I'm gonna go with Persona 3 on the PS2 because I really like these games. I don't know why. You just, you're a normal high school kid, and then you shoot yourself in the head with some weird chemicals, and your persona pops out, and you're fighting nighttime demons. You're
a high school kid. Do not do that. Okay, continue, Dan.
It's not a real gun. It's called an evoker, but they got enough hate mail that they changed it for part 4. But yeah, they're neat. They're weird. You got to schedule out your school day, and then you fight shadow demons climbing a giant tower. I don't know.
Study hall.
Oh, those Japanese.
Yep.
Justin.
Mine is Crash Bandicoot, because that's the first game my dad and I played, and we beat it to completion. We just hung out together, and it was fun. It's one of my favorite things to do. Yeah, I can't.
That was very concise. I like it.
But
my dad bought an Atari 2600 for my sister. And then played it so much that he broke it. Like, he broke the freaking joystick. I think she's played Pac-Man twice.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, Scott, what's your number one?
All right, my number one is Zelda Majora's Mask. So the other N64 Zelda. And that is not only my favorite Zelda game, but my favorite game of all time. And again, it all goes back to atmosphere. I love how, in most of the games, it's like, oh, Link, you're destined to save the land, and you know, you've got the power of the gods and all this responsibility, and like Majora's Mask, like shit's going down, but no one really cares that Link's there. Like the moon's about to crash and destroy the world, so everyone's just like trying to figure shit out, and you just happen to be there, and you don't get any like power from the gods to save the realm. Like the most you can do is turn back time, you know. But like for the most part, you're just kind of a side player to the main story that's going on, and you're just doing your best to try and sort shit out, which I really like. So
cool.
Yeah, no, excellent game. I thought I was gonna hate the 3-day cycle because I played Ocarina first, and I was like, I don't like being on a time limit. Then I played it, and I was like, this is perfect. I understand. Like it works. This is great.
We're running out of time, so we're gonna save our honorable mentions for next week. But Will, give us a couple of your honorable mentions and your rage quit before we go.
Resident Evil 2. Just the puzzles and everything, and the rage quit. Anthem. I was just so disappointed. I just like.
I'm with you.
This game.
Will,
I spent money on this piece of shit. Sorry.
No, I'm saying I'm like you're talking to my heart right now. You're talking to my heart right now.
Max tried to convince himself he liked it. Like he really tried. He's like, I get to be Iron Man,
right?
And I'm Iron Man, and I get to be Iron Man. And then
I had so many high expectations for the game, and it just like I spent how much on this stupid and just I deleted it. I spent hard money for it and deleted the shit. Just like
I heard it got better. Like I heard like they patched some stuff, some DLC, some stuff, but yeah, man, no, I'm there with you. The Anthem was a glaring disappointment. They tout up all the stuff you can do, and then there's like 20 minutes of content, and it was just bad. It was real bad. That was again like $60. You know, like man, like you had to spend that money.
Oh, man.
And then I downloaded it too.
Wow. Will, tell everybody where they can find you.
The podcast is Stuck in My Mind. My website is www.stuckinmymind2020.com. I'm on Instagram. It's Wise Be Blunt. And then and I'm on Twitter also, Wise Be Blunt.
Okay, and you can find all of that in the description of this video or in the audio feed as well. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Coming up on Redline Radio at 7 o'clock. Fandom Effect has on Chris Ryan, who was a Funimation voice actor, and they also have
Tom Bacon,
a pixel artist. So definitely check them out. Check out the top 10 at 9:30. They will be discussing top 10 female wrestlers. And from everybody at the Three Geeks podcast, have a great day.
Recycle your droids.
And we talk over the credits.
Will, is he still here? Okay, Will. Dude.
Yeah.
Dan, what about Anthem?
Got my heart, man. Like that is the truth. Freaking, I completely forgot about City of Heroes.
Oh yeah,